Alex, we've spoken about curiosity from the perspective of engaging your customers and finding out more. And when we engage that topic, often with commercial teams, they often say things like, "Well, I know this customer. I've been working them with for 5 or 10 years, so I don't need to ask that." And I'm just wondering what your perspective is on why they say that and some of the pitfalls of that thinking.
Yeah, it's a great question, and I've heard that statement many times over the years. And we've talked before about curiosity and how important it is to be curious. In the world in which we live, things are changing all the time. So, for example, your customer is in front of your competitors all of the time, and as your competitors are having conversations with your customers, that's influencing the way that they think. And that's just one thing that might influence the way that they may change their thinking. What's going on in our environment is also constantly changing. And there are any number of other axes of change, if you will, that need to be explored. And, we don't know what we don't know. And that's the thing. So it is dangerous for us to rest on our laurels and assume that we know everything.
And I suppose there's another angle here. We're increasingly digital. There's data everywhere, and a lot of organisations are getting swamped with data. And often there's the data will tell me all the answers, and I'm sure the data fills a really remarkably powerful role. But again, what's the downfall and pitfalls of relying just on data, Alex?
Well, let's just rephrase that statement. The data will tell us all the questions, because it's what's behind the data that is really interesting, because that's what's going to inform the decisions that your customer is going to make. Now, the data will give us great context, but it should give us great context for more curiosity. Get in behind it, do something different than your competitors, and you'll engage with your customer in a different way. Remember the adage of, if you assume it's going to make an ass out of you and me, just stop doing that and get in behind what it is that you think is obvious or what you think you already know. And at the very least, validate that what you thought you knew is still the case.
So there's something there about, never assume, always check in, and, yes, use data, but don't rely on it. It should be telling you the questions to ask as opposed to all the answers.
Absolutely.